and welcome to 9 on the Positive Side. Thanks so much for being here with us. We have a lot to get to today on 9 on the Positive Side. We'll start with stories of inspiration. A North Carolina pianist is turning heads, but his story is way more compelling than that. And stories of determination, the lengths people will go to make wishes, both young and old, come true. But let's start with fall first. People may say it's all about pumpkins and corn mazes, but really, what's fall without a trip to your local corn maze? Chad Tucker shows us one in Walnut Cove that brings out thousands each year.
So we opened in 2017. And the first couple years were pretty slow. Then after that, it's really just kind of snowballed and built more each year.
Build it, and they will come.
And I knew for certain I always wanted to have a piece of land, and so this is the way that we found to make it work.
We've also got a small maze on the other side of the farm for the kids.
And talk about working. The Armstrongs say they now have the largest corn maze in the state.
Kind of going back, you'll work through the Coast Guard Marines and the Army symbols.
20 acres of fall fun.
This is probably the biggest maze we've ever done.
So large, the maze honors each branch of the military.
And mapping it out was a pretty big deal, but that's one of the reasons we had to spread it out a little bit.
Then I will get their lines.
Austin grew up on a farm. Jessica, an English major. They'll both tell you, the heart of this family farm is, well, the family.
Scott, it's some big orange ones right up here, buddy.
Who never get tired of a trip
We'll get one.
to the pumpkin patch.
Daddy, did you touch that?
Hang on, here we go.
Woohoo! You think your mama wants you to get that big one? That's a big one.
Cut it at the end of the stem. Leave a good long handle.
The hunt
Pick it up and bring it over here, River.
and work,
You get it, River?
all for the great pumpkin.
All right, bring it over here, bud. Put it on the wagon. Okay, here we go. Step up. Put it on the wagon.
This family farm has all the treasures of fall, just waiting for your family.
You know, we get to be around the farm, and we do a lot. You know, we work all the time, it seems like, but it's with the kids and the family, so it's a lot of good to it.
In Walnut Cove, North Carolina,
It takes days and hours.
I'm Chad Tucker.
And it all starts with being able to get outside and get into nature.
And there are endless activities across the East to enjoy in October, like Monster Martin's Haunted House in the city of New Bern. Let's take a closer look. Organizers say this terrifying 20-year attraction will have you screaming all the way to Halloween. Organizers say it's unique compared to other haunted houses. You're asked to bring a canned food item as part of admission. The donations go towards supporting local nonprofits.
We're unique into the one area where we do something with the group that a lot of places do not. And I'm not going to tell you what that is, but trust me, it is the #1 scare here.
For a full list of haunted attractions in our area, you can head over to WNCT.com and click our online originals tab. And if haunted houses are not your thing, that is totally okay. Maybe taking a trip to Raleigh. At the state fairs, though, organizers say there's something for everyone, like food, rides, games, and animal petting exhibits. There are new rides this year, including Crazy Cabs and the Techno Jump. The fair runs until October 23rd. Two North Carolina brothers are sharing a tasty treat with others in an effort to keep a family recipe alive. This is Sam and Nate Peachy. They grew up in Yadkin County, learning how to serve up sweet Amish donuts. It's a recipe they say was passed down from their great-grandmother. Now they say it's their full-time job, serving up a piece of their family legacy, one sweet donut at a time.
I just like the idea that it's unique to us. Do it the hard way, make it in small batches, make it from scratch. Use real butter, real milk, real eggs. Keep it simple. When they eat it, I want them to be happy because they ate a donut.
And if you want to get a taste of these special donuts, you can get them over at the State Fair in Raleigh. They do look good. And speaking of tasty treats, if you have a sweet tooth, you could check out Nothing Bundt Cakes. It's recently opened up in Greenville, over on Greenville Boulevard, and they have all types of cakes, from pumpkin spice to red velvet to original favorites, of course, like chocolate and vanilla. Craig Marshall is the owner here. He says they have cakes for all sorts of different occasions. For more information, you can check out this story on our online originals page over on our website, WNCT.com. Locals have Kings Mountain to be a special place. That's what they're saying, and one special musician has found a beautiful way to bring people in the area together. Maureen Wersch shares his heartwarming story.
See what colors I can coax out of the instrument.
It's once a month.
I'm a purist.
Only 45 minutes or so.
And I have heard him every time he came.
But those minutes seem slower.
But we have some that will run out of their rooms quickly when they know he's coming.
More purposeful.
Just so many feelings.
More joyful.
His music just brings tears to you, and happy tears.
The piano bench is his favorite spot in the room.
I feel like I'm an audio mirror.
Since the beginning of 2022, Dale Leeser has been playing at Summit Place in Kings Mountain, always drawing a crowd.
What it means to us to see what he can do.
Who are amazed at what they see.
There's many times as they're going down the hall and past my office, they're crying because they said, how does he do that?
This is who I am. I happen to be a blind man. I'm not a broken-sided person.
Dale has been completely blind since he was 9. That's when he started studying piano.
I resisted that at first because I could play by ear and the Braille music was slow and tedious.
But when he plays, something amazing happens. He sees.
So even though I'm blind now, I see colors when I hear pitches.
Each song creating a kaleidoscope of colors in his mind.
I feel like I'm at home.
For those 45 minutes, that front room becomes something different. Time moves slower, sweeter. Shared experience that's not seen, but felt.
And that was Maureen Wersch reporting for us. Now, honoring those who protect us next, a preview of a day in the life of a first responder as we get set to recognize National First Responders Day.
Camaraderie that all the men and women have, you know, coming to work and serving the public is it's a special thing to see.
We're taking time to recognize those who protect us every day. It's our first responders. They play an important role in saving lives. While we appreciate the work they do, you can honor them even more Friday, October 28th. It's National First Responders Day. Now, coming up next week on 9 on the Positive Side, we're paying tribute to the bravery, dedication, and courage of our first responders. Our meteorologist, David Sawyer, caught up with Greenville Fire and Rescue to give us a preview and a look of a day in the life. A fire department in Virginia added one more member to its ranks in a special ceremony, a 7-year-old boy who waited a little longer for his dream to become reality. Cameron Thompson has his story.
For Javi Guzman, Monday morning was a dream come true.
We are proud to call Javi one of our own.
As friends, family, and classmates looked on,
I would like to present to you Firefighter Javi Guzman.
And saw the 7-year-old take the oath to become Hanover County's newest firefighter.
Welcome to the team, bud.
The moment was made possible by the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Greater Virginia after he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma over 2 years ago. But Monday's event was delayed slightly because of the pandemic.
It brings such a great turning point, and the impact of a wish is forever lasting.
As for Javi, it was an easy wish to make.
Because, like, it's fun.
His parents say he's been fascinated with firefighters ever since he was little and would go running whenever he heard a siren, no matter what he was doing.
Here we're like in the bathroom here. Get out of the bathroom right from the window. Oh my God, look at the firefighter. I want to be a firefighter one day, I said. Well, you got to work it hard. One day you will. Yeah. I'm very proud of him.
While for the fire department, it was a special moment as well, being their first time to take part in Make-A-Wish.
He is an inspiration for us for the struggles and the challenges that he's overcome, and so we're excited to share our profession with him, share our passion to support the community.
And following the swearing-in ceremony, it was off to work as Javi went to Station 10 near his home for a day of drills.
You gotta click it in, click it in, click it in.
Such as beating the chief in a race putting on their protective gear. And and completing an obstacle course, including the Firefighter Classic of rescuing a cat from a tree. And with a whole department, family, and many others now behind Javi, his mom says it makes the journey they're on a lot easier.
When you have that, you just feel like you can get through some really tough times.
That just tells you what kind of patriot he is. I mean, that wish alone tells you all you really need to know about a patriot.
Commitment to serve again. Ahead on 9 on the positive side, how people in Michigan are making this World War II veteran's birthday wish come true. It's a birthday celebration this World War II veteran in Michigan will never forget. It's not only because he reached an important milestone, but also he's celebrated by going back to a job he loved decades ago. David Horvath has more.
Retired Colonel Robert Bob Muni served in the U.S. Army during World War II over on the European theater and then re-enlisted in the Air Force in 1953. He lived through it all, even to this day, his 100th birthday. And he wanted his birthday wish to be serving again.
That just tells you what kind of patriot he is. I mean, that wish alone tells you all you really need to know about a patriot.
100 years old today, ladies and gentlemen.
Not only was it granted, he was warmly greeted by family and military members outside his home at Lakeview Assisted Living in Battle Creek. Retired Air Force Colonel Frank Walker said Muni did more than serve under 2 military branches.
Then he went on to work in the Department of Defense for 49 years. Then, every time I came out here, he was in a World War II hat, proud of his service. So, what else can we do?
Well, for starters, his grandson, currently serving in the Army National Guard, helped put on a tailored Air Force uniform. And of course, no birthday celebration is complete without a certain song. Happy birthday to you. But Michigan's newest centenarian was also gifted his special wish.
Wing, pants, hut! Certificate of membership. Let it be known by this certificate that Robert Francis Muni is hereby an honorary member in good standing of the Michigan National Guard. Given under
He was not only re-enlisted in another branch, he was also given a promotion higher than his previous rank.
Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and ability of Robert Francis Muni, I do by appoint you honorary technical sergeant in the Michigan Air National Guard, effective 6 October 22.
This is small compared to all of the accomplishments he's done, so it's my privilege and our privilege to be able to make his dream come true.
A salute to a soldier who never stopped serving.
What was the best part of the day?
Among the many gifts that Tech Sergeant Muni received was a month's worth of pay in 1953, which is about $130. Now, he was given a couple of tasks by the colonel overseeing the ceremony today. One of them is that whenever he visits the center here in Battle Creek, he must be in uniform. We're in Battle Creek. David Horak, News 8.
That is really special. Now check out this unique experience for some seniors over in Maine. It's all thanks to some motorcycle riders. The riders of Southern Maine going above and beyond, giving these seniors an unforgettable ride, lending enough sidecars to go around. For some residents, it's a trip down memory lane.
I have quite a few of them that used to be bikers and really enjoyed the pastime of being able to do that. A lot of them didn't think it'd be something they could ever do again.
It was terrific. It was so good, and all I prayed was, please God, don't let him do this again.
Organizers say seeing these residents smiling is as just rewarding as it gets. And we could all use some more good news stories in Eastern North Carolina. So we're asking you to send some story ideas. We'd love to hear about all the good things happening in your community. Wherever you are, send your ideas to the email on your screen, newsdesk@WNCT.com. Again, it's newsdesk@WNCT.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook or over on Twitter.
I kind of want to start growing bigger and bigger every year.
This might be one of the biggest pumpkins in Illinois. Next, how one man is taking his skills and sharing it with younger generations. Some may say this man is known as the best giant pumpkin grower in the state of Illinois. He's raking in all sorts of awards this year with his gigantic gourds. Now he's passing on his prize-winning pumpkin skills to a new generation. Alyssa Donovan has his story.
Weighing in at 1,760 pounds, this pumpkin displayed outside a home in Wheaton is the largest in Illinois this year.
We had an absolutely fantastic year.
Joe Adkins has been growing giant pumpkins in his yard for the last decade. The hobby grew out of a love for carving pumpkins.
And I had always carved smaller pumpkins and decided I'd like to get a bigger and bigger one, and couldn't find them in the store, so I decided, well, the only way to do it is I'm going to have to grow one myself.
And once he started, he went all in. The massage therapist by day spends the rest of his time perfecting his pumpkin patch on the side of his house.
Constant preparation in the garden, in the yard. You're always out there hours and hours each day at the peak time. So you have to have a lot of dedication and persistence.
And this year, that persistence paid off. The 5 largest gourds in Atkins' harvest are displayed in front of his home. The biggest pumpkin won first place at the Illinois Giant Pumpkin Grower Association annual weigh-in last month. And this giant green squash, which Adkins added to his crop for the first time this season, set a new state record at 929 pounds.
It's a great feeling, it really is. And it's not an easy thing to grow a giant pumpkin and get it to a scale, to a weigh off, and then get it back into your house and put it on display.
Atkins says showing off the big winners is all part of the fun. Community members stop by to see the massive pumpkins every October. The hobby has even inspired some young growers in the neighborhood. Atkins sharing tips and tricks with 10-year-old Andrew Engel, who lives around the block.
He's taught me a lot about how to move them, how to pollinate them.
Engel has started his own giant pumpkin patch. His largest this year, 158 pounds. But he's just getting started.
I kind of want to start growing bigger and bigger every year.
And Adkins expects that eventually his top competitor will be just down the street.
It won't be long before Andrew's giving me some true competition and taking that #1 place from me.
And to grow giant pumpkins like these ones, it does require some special seeds, and they can cost up to $1,500. But Adkins does pass out some cheaper ones to trick-or-treaters on Halloween. Reporting in Wheaton, Alyssa Donovan, WGN News.
And thank you so much for tuning in to 9 on the Positive Side. We hope to see you right back here next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.